birth to happen, something very important and crucial has to take place, the art of making love or having sex. Yesterday, Councillor Luttrell was here on the set with Sandra and I, where we got into a bit of a heated discussion about what is making love and what is having sex. I think most of us don't know, so we're going to be delving into that discussion, love or sex, which one are people doing, which one, which one's the best one to give birth to, maybe our next Komuna Dumo right here in Ghana. And joining Sandra and I, of course, we have Luttrell, who's back, and the lovely Pascaline Edwards, actress. And I love the fact that you're wearing white. Pascaline, please, why did you choose to wear white today? Knowing most of us would be in black.
Yes,
Stand out.
No, really. When people die, for me, I say that they've left this wicked world to a much accepting, softer, and welcoming place with God, heaven, whatever. So I will celebrate that journey with them. But when people are born, even though I'm happy, I will mourn because they're coming to face all the wickedness in the world. So for me, I'm wearing white today.
So you the other way around?
Yes, I do the other way around.
All right, so when people are born, but before birth, there got to be some sex. So on that note, you're both married, so you have legal sex, as we like to call it. Do you and your husband make love, or do you have sex, or do you have times where you make love? You say it's love. We have to. There's not enough love in the world, so we need to spread some love. Not that kind, obviously. But would you consider what you and your husband do? Is it making love, or you having sex?
What me and my husband do, I call it making love, because it's legal, like you say, and it's a whole art. Sex is just one part of the act. So we are making love, and out of that love comes out something beautiful.
Okay, but sex is sex.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get that right. So what can a man do significantly so differently for...
and the woman too?
To a woman, for it to be categorized as making love and then perceived as just having sex with another.
Okay, sex is the act of the action, that thing. But making love, you can take the whole day to make love without having sex.
But sex is just a few minutes?
It's just 1 second, and it's out.
I hope not.
So love making is a process.
It's a process. It's a whole package. You can start, it can last for a week if you want to.
Wow.
Yes. But the sex, the actual action, the sex thing, it's just a few seconds, a few minutes if you want to.
Okay, Councillor Luttrell,
I'm okay.
This conversation began with you yesterday, where we got a bit confused. I would love making love, having sex. So please, since you brought it, please, this one day is you.
So you brought it up.
You brought it.
Okay, I don't want to even argue, but let me say no or yes in my quiet heart.
Okay.
Well, good morning to viewers. Yesterday, somebody said we didn't say something, and I think she's a grown-up. She's listening. That actually, according to the man, got married and left the wife at the wedding night because of bad smell, and he married again.
Wow.
He was even ready to come to the studio if you want to interview him.
Wow.
So one of the things we didn't discuss that he thought we should start more is that women should learn how
to take care of themselves
so that they will not.
Okay, we'll do a session on that with a proper person.
Sorry, we didn't discuss that.
I don't want us to go on this. It's a different
topic. We didn't discuss that, but please, it's very, very important that you keep yourself.
We've actually done a conversation on this platform about
maybe
what to do.
He's a first-time viewer for New Day, and
so he needs to keep watching.
Yeah, so he keep watching from now. But you see, Pascaline just said all. But one of the things we should learn is that having sex is good, but making love is better.
Yeah.
Having sex is good, but making love is better. Illegal sexual intercourse, abalo komohami, in your discomfort, will never land you in love making.
No.
So it means that when we say you want to make love, it demands quality time. People love making, if it's not carefully checked, can be monotonous. Because when we come to the nature of lovemaking. Look, the thing is that the world of sex is in the hands of women, not men.
No.
As for us men, we are vulnerable. It's only that we believe we have some big organ that looks strange, that makes people frightened, that they can come for window shopping and change their mind
Exactly.
on marrying us or not. But the thing is, if sexual intercourse will be lovemaking, then a woman is ready. So most of the time that we don't have lovemaking is because the other side, which is the woman, is not mutually consent to the act.
Okay.
Because for
Can we
lo-
have a situation where one person is making love and the other person is just having sex?
Oh yes, but usually men are not used to making love. Because for us, what we see, only if you see a man making love, then a man who has experienced orgasm. But usually most men, if you put 10 men there, 8 of them have never experienced orgasm before.
They
Men.
ejaculate.
They only ejaculate.
They
They believe that ejaculation where we sing
It's all.
"How sweet the name of Jesus sound" means is orgasm.
At that point, you
It's
can
not-
get anything from them.
You see, a weakest moment of a man is the sweetest moment. So when you get to orgasm properly, that's what I said. If a man gets to orgasm during love making, he will never have the ability to have 2 rounds of sexual intercourse. So your power of pushing more is sex. So sex, the difference between the two is that love making is emotional, having sex is mechanical
And physical?
and physical. The act is that in love making, sexual intercourse is implanted. So when it graduates from having sex to love making, then you can have all the ingredients and the benefits. It becomes a distressor. It reduces your stress when it's love making, but it increases your stress when it's
When it's
sex.
sex.
Many people who have never legalized their sexual intercourse, they are having the abalo type, the illegal sexual intercourse in the popcorn world. People have enjoyed it so much to the extent that it's become a inhibition in their lives now. So at the end of the day, they are not able to enjoy love making because they believe that love making is rather more boring.
Exactly.
You understand? They-
It's slow. It's more.
Sorry, you think the
I
next
don't think
question.
it has to be.
No.
No, but that's
No,
what
I
they
think
think.
maybe
That's what
sex
they
is
used
fast
to.
and
The
then
movies
love
make it
making
slow,
is
like
slow.
with music.
Yeah, that's another question. Masculine. Can music also be a factor in deciding whether the act is love making or sex? I mean, imagine making love or having sex to like maybe Sade, and as opposed to music by Lil Wayne or Pitbull or something. Is that important? Is the music also important?
Music is a mood setter. So if you're that kind of person that you love all the music,
But you can't be. Can you make love to Lil Wayne's music?
it depends on the situation. It depends on the kind of music Lil Wayne is singing at that time.
He's a rapper.
But then-
it's hardcore.
but then-
He has
music,
some
it's
slow
rap.
music though.
But then it depends on the individual. Some people can do that with that music. It just blows their mind. It puts them in a different state. But
So music doesn't
naturally,
really matter.
naturally, music is a mood setter. And when it's even softer, like let's say Barry White or Sade, Celine Dion, it just calms you, and it puts your mind in a different world. So it's like it sets your mood on the right track. So if you're on, let's say you have a mixtape and you're in that mood, you're going smooth, and then you hear the rap,
tempo changes.
everything just flashes back. Yeah, then you have
So
to
you
start
switch
all
from love making to having sex?
Then
No,
don't
or you
even have
just,
sex
or you
anymore,
make love
just
fast. Don't you just make love fast?
You see,
How about your-
the other side of our music is that in our natural world, especially those of us who are practicing the illegal sexual intercourse, we use music as an aid to distract people out of the environment.
Okay.
So we really don't use it as a
learning something
medium.
new.
That's for the people who have an illegal sex.
I mean, you see, because I chanced on a guy who was watching a porn.
Okay.
But I heard a song that was made by Akuko Bonko Kroko.
Oh.
So that early morning, I pounced into the room. I thought I was going to ask him for that video of that woman.
so
When I
because you
went,
thought-
he said, "Oh, sorry, but this is what they do now. for the children to hear that, they rather go and put a gospel music behind it.
Wow.
So it's likely that they are making love with playing gospel music, but it's because they are, but most of the guys, they play loud music to distract people whose mind are on it.
So
Normally, when doors are locked, you believe that when a guy and a boy is in the room, when the doors are locked, it means something is happening. But I have rather investigated and gotten my right thing whilst doors were open.
And there's some.
You see the opposite thing. The issue is that music hasn't been something that people think that can put you in the mood. Depends on your temperament.
Yes.
The melancholy will want to be sure of security and will love music to keep it there. But this is the thing. The way you break a virginity will always carry you into your lovemaking or sexual act.
Okay.
Majority of us have done a lot of things that is sex. So right now in marriages, we can't find ourselves making love. Mm-hmm. The thing is that when babies are produced, they're supposed to be produced out of lovemaking and not having sex. Mm-hmm. You see, so we should rather learn what are the things we can do. But the problem is that people who have sex for long, these are some of the disadvantages. They tend to have what we call the unending orgasm.
Mm-hmm. If when you say have sex for long, what do you mean?
They are only used to having sex. They've not made love. There are people who have never made love before.
Yeah.
I mean, can people who say I've slept with 100 and something? I have a guy who called and say he's finished with 516 girls at the moment. I met a lady who says she's finished with 96 boys so far, and she's just 24 years already. So people like this, they have sex because if really they are making love, they can't count.
They can't, yeah.
You understand? So when you meet people who have had sex constantly, the disadvantage is that one of the factors is they will now become people who have what we call the unending orgasm. And when you meet a woman with unending orgasm, you can have blood pressure and die.
You're in trouble.
Because what about now, Debbie? Those are the simple questions they keep asking you.
Because you don't understand it.
What so the pressure to perform.
Exactly. So the act around the thing is irritating them. So they want something that So sex, when you learn and you are used to having sex, it deprives you of the original ingredient in lovemaking. Lovemaking can take your stress off. It can lead you to better productivity. If you have a boss who is married and constantly have lovemaking, the office runs well.
Smoothly.
It smoothens the office business. But when you meet them who have sex constantly, and people who have sex,
nervous.
Yes, and majority statistics are proving that majority of the big people who have height, your height can lead you easily to sexual challenges like mouth stroke. Most is with men, height. And most people who do office quick sex will end up with mouth stroke. The reason is because it's a quick thing. Do it quick and go. So quick is so much pressure.
Are not lovemaking.
No, they are not. You can't have quick cases because the thing is that
enjoy.
So that means the venue or the place where the act happens also.
Perfect. That's what I was coming
maybe
to.
Maybe in a bathroom store somewhere, in the bathroom in a club or in a restaurant.
Yes, you see.
Can't be lovemaking.
No, that's why. That's what I'm saying. That if the two of you are into make love, and you have, because the environment is part of it. You need to get used to the environment. Women are emotional when it comes to sexual intercourse. So for that matter,
be an ideal place to make love.
There is nothing like ideal place to make love, but where mutual consent for love making is agreed on. I hear people say that who's back in your marriage, go and sleep in a hotel. I know a lady that anytime she leaves her bed to a new place, she will never ever get to orgasm.
Yeah.
And the husband will constantly change the environment, and when they find themselves in a hotel, that whole night she never gets to orgasm, and the husband begins to get angry because she feels that safety is not in this place, and the callous. Remember that callous can also increase your love making ability. Callous. Callous, common callous, because in our temperament we get acquainted to the callous that are there.
Yes.
Like sanguine is so used to a yellowish thing, makes you feel you are safe. I mean, the melancholy is irritated with very lousy color, but wants a mild color. So there are some bed sheet you can lay on your bed as a wife, and constantly will cause you not to have love making. The same way with distance marriages. There are people that have wives, their husbands will come 1 month, every 1 month, they come back to come and do sexual installment. They come to install sex and go. So when they come, they do most of the time, they don't have love making. Because the thing is that this particular week the man has come, he's going to leave by Monday, and I'll go to work on Monday. So Saturday, Sunday has to keep a lot in my storehouse. So most keeping in storehouse reduces your ability of making love. So making love totally means that you are really consenting to it. Your body, soul, mind, and spirit, with whatever is sitting in your heart, is part of it. So watch it. If you are getting used to having sex, watch it. Now, making love includes undressing the person. Wives are losing the ingredient of making love at home because currently, once you are married, my body is your body. So most wives now will go to bed naked. And once you go to bed naked, you have reduced the fantasies and the ingredient that will lead you to make love.
Wait, what's wrong with going to bed naked?
Because going to bed naked means that I am directly inclined to what I want. But the fantasy of making love is that I should be able to, undress you. That is why you need a very complicated, if you want love making to become very, very fantastically, romantically, spiritually inclined, then you need to wear very complicated dress. Where taking the hook off is a serious thing.
You have to find it first.
I like the sound of that.
You understand? Complicated
dressing,
lingerie, something very complicated.
Stuff like
so
that.
it takes them a longer time to get it off.
So that is adventurous. The adventure builds up the love making. But wives are losing it because we are married now, and for that matter, after all, what is it? You shouldn't hide your things from your husband.
Okay, but is it
so
all about the wives per se? Because you keep saying wives, like it's the wife's fault.
Yes.
There's a lady that I spoke to once who says, her husband, when he comes home at night, she's sleeping and he just jumps on her.
Yes.
He doesn't, there's no foreplay.
Yes.
So in situations like that, when a lot of women in our society feel like sex is the man's duty, he should initiate sex. It is what it is. Most women are not the most bold. They're not. If the man doesn't initiate, it's not going to happen. So in a situation where when the man is ready, he jumps on her, boom, 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 and then he leaves her, where sex is not going to be enjoyable. She's probably going to think. She's not going to think about making love. So from at least, is it the men's duty or is it the women's? Really?
Well,
you see,
Pascal will speak.
Love making is a two-way thing. I don't have to wait for you because my mood swings are different from yours. And so if I feel it today, I should be able to approach you and work you up to meet me.
Right.
So if I'm ready and you're not, it's my duty to make you ready. So if I'm working on you and it's not working, that's what you see most of the wives get pissed off at a point. Because I'm ready, I'm giving you all the signs, I'm working you, I'm touching you, and you're probably reading the papers or watching the news or something. You get bored and then you just go and leave this guy, go and lie down. And some of them don't even take note. They think, oh, she'll be fine, and that's it. So you kill it. That's why most of the women want you to initiate it. And then they would work towards you to meet you halfway. But it shouldn't be like that. You should be ready and notice your spouse's moves. If she touches you in a different way, you know that she normally doesn't do this to you. So if she does this to you, you should be able to read. No matter the news or the football you're watching, you should be able to pause it.
Okay.
And meet her.
Hey, football, are you sure?
Yes, football. You should.
Most men will never leave their football for anyone.
But obviously, a woman will not even do the football time.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if it happens, you should just take notice and meet her halfway, touch her back, do something, and then it keeps the game going. But if you're always waiting, most of the time, the men push the women into that dormant state, because you come and maybe they're ready to touch you. They never take your shirts off when you come from work, but they quickly take your briefcase and oh, okay, she's up to something.
No, but at times we think when you start doing that, you want to ask for money.
So why don't you wait for me to ask? You don't
do the things regular. So on regular things you do, least our mind to, hey, what is she up to
why don't you wait for me to ask? So I take it off. I say, would you eat now or bath?
What has come over this girl?
Something.
What has come over this girl?
So if I start doing all that and I'm touching, I'm like, hey, and then you're wonderful. Hey, you just came from work and you should know. But some of them, some of them will just say, hey, I'm tired. And it just, exactly. And it puts you off. I'm like, gosh.
This is true.
Of the mood.
No, I understand. You see, sexual intercourse, I've said it several times, based on the research and the number of things I've met that regularly, sex is a woman's world. Okay. But the issue is that we are not able to meet them because I say women are the electric stove, we are the gas stove. We don't need any preparation to light up a gas stove. Once you have gas flowing through the pipe, it will light. But for the electric stove, it takes a long time for the coiling. So women are that type. So men should also learn this. No, watch the distractors. If you have a television in your room, all right, and then it is not aiding sexual intercourse for you to make love, then code it. Because it can happen that when you're ready, the man is concentrating on something. Now, people can stop watching football and make love with you once you have really been able to win them to that particular extent. What I'm saying is that let's learn to understand that we shouldn't punish each other when it comes to sexual intercourse. In case you're having any challenge at all in this act of making love and having sex, remember that the hotline has always been 0277 60.
I like how you want to plug this number.
44.
I'll let you give out the number. I'll let you give out the number properly
very
at the end. We're going to end now because I feel like this is a subject matter that we can't end today. So at another time, we're going to revisit it. Of course, you're a sex therapist. Please give out your number. The way he just slipped it in. Plug it.
No,
Please,
because people are suffering. If you're suffering, please come. Let's assist you. 027. I keep telling you that New Day is being very, very positive in Ghana, and we thank the management and thank all of you so much.
Thank you.
0277 609644. Remember, don't use any sex toy to sanctify yourself. Please go for the real thing.
Or
don't
sex
go for enhancement. Don't do anything. Please be natural.
Just destroy.
You are 19 years. You are taking Viagra now. Before you are 62, what will you take? Olunka. Please watch it. 0277 609644. Let's live longer than we are living.
Let's make love. Let's make
Thank you very much, Pastor. And we will revisit this. We will revisit this. Yes, Sandra's smiling.
I still have a lot of questions, so you definitely have to come back.
Come back. Okay, thank you very much to our guests. And also to Lipton Tea, inspiration from nature for the lifestyle segment. Don't go anywhere. We have more coming up on New Day.